have any bills coming to the desk per se. Some of the priorities within the legislature this week, we continue to really work on SB 6, which is finding a common ground in terms of where we can go with a lot of the frontline DCYF workers, the administrative workers that we want to bring in. No matter who we bring in or what the final number is, we want to make sure we can actually hire them, right? We want to make sure that we can actually put this staff in place to get the best results for a lot of these families and these kids that are relying on some real critical services. We're all in agreement that there's still a lot more work to do with DCYF, and I think SB 6, finding a common ground there is going to be a great tool to make sure that the state keeps building on a lot of the success we've had in the past 2 years of turning that department around.
Mm-hmm. Overall, in terms of the budget progress, what you see as your priorities, and what do you see as the good stuff coming out from?
Well, you know, we're very fortunate in that we are at kind of a pinnacle of economic times here in the state. We have more money coming in than we've ever seen before, more of a surplus than we've ever seen before. We have more money in the state bank accounts than we've ever seen before. Understanding that we have obligational of expenses that will go on not just this year, next year, but long term, and separating that out from the one-time funds, the one-time surpluses that are coming in. Those surpluses give us the opportunity to invest in infrastructure such as the SPU and the university system, monies that we think that we're not just proposing, we're going to fight for because they get real results, whether it's workforce issues, mental health, taking care of projects that have been discussed for years. We finally have the opportunity to do them. So fighting for those projects as part of the budget is really paramount. Also making sure that the legislature, both the House and the Senate, really understand basic budgeting principles in terms of one-time spending versus long-term operational costs to bear. At the end of the day, responsible budgeting sets the tone for the next 2 years. The fact that we have over $200 million in surplus and they're proposing nearly $500 million of new taxes just doesn't make any sense, not to anybody in this state, frankly. It's not a matter of needing more tax dollars. Are there more programs that we need to invest into? Absolutely. That's why we were able to do that through responsible budgeting and the opportunities that we've been given at the state. We're able to do that right now. So we're going to keep fighting very hard for sensible budgeting, smart focus, hitting priorities where you need to hit them, and also understanding how to manage the revenues coming in, the opportunities we have to make sure we don't put ourselves into long-term liability.